Catching my drift?
Welcome to another Sunday Stocks Watch List. So today, I'm gonna just recap a little bit about what happened Friday, my expectations for this week, talk about the different indexes, talk about what I'm expecting over the next few weeks, how the tariff news is going to affect the markets, what I'm going to be doing, my moves, all that kind of stuff. So, very first and foremost, I do want to say if you still got some capital, if you still got portfolio, if you're still in the game, you're in the game. That's important to know because as you guys saw, a lot of people blew their account Friday. It is something that does happen in the market. Markets are risky, markets are volatile, markets are tough to trade, right? We know that. We all know that. We've been told that before, we've heard it before. But yeah, I did want to say if you are new to the markets, what we saw Friday, people make millions of that, people lose millions of that. That is how the market unravels sometimes. So we saw it with AMD last week with the gap up. We saw it Friday with the drawdown this time. And yeah, so just to get into it, it's important to understand when markets are at all-time highs, there are going to be pullbacks. Now, let's be honest. The S&P 500 pulling back all the way now to the 200 EMA, we didn't expect that. We might find support here. We might fall further. But as you guys might have seen, Trump already started saying, that he basically said, don't worry about China. Everything's going to be okay. And at the same time, he still said, tariffs on China are still the plan for November 1st. It's the usual market manipulation, in my opinion. Friday, he tweets that, the US don't want to help China. Today, he says the US wants to help China, not hurt it. And that the Chinese president had a bad moment. It's a lot of stuff that can cause the markets to drop. Now, if you look back in April, we'll go back to April with Liberation Day and the tariffs, when Trump was planning to tariff and tax, all the, some of the biggest partners of the US, we dropped all the way to, under 5,000 on S&P 500. But you saw since then, we've rallied, right? We've rallied constantly, we've rallied. And I feel like if we don't gap down here, like tomorrow or the next few days, if we don't gap down at any point, I think, again, it's just another pullback before we head higher. Now, realistically, I'd like to see us pull back further. I'm just going to go to SPY on the S&P 500 ETF. Realistically, I'd like us to pull back further, maybe back to these levels, around 646. This is a very important level, I think, right here. And if we don't pull back to this 646 level, we might start rallying again here. But the reason I'm just giving this context before we go into what I'm watching and all that kind of stuff is this is an opportunity either way. Again, tariff talk, smacking companies with tariffs happened back in April, Liberation Day. SPY was down at 490. SPY right now is at 653, right? So again, this pullback you see, this huge red candle is a generational buying opportunity, in my opinion. That means I'm looking at leaps. I'm looking at buying dips. I'm looking at maybe making some moves that honestly I've never ever done before, bigger risks. And if you can do something similar, I suggest you look at doing it on a smaller scale. Obviously not financial advice, but I do think this is an opportunity for a lot of stocks, which we're going to talk about, right? So another thing I want to highlight is it's important to recognize something. You can look at the daily chart, you can look at the 4-hour chart, whatever you want to look at. I'll say the daily chart here and even the weekly chart, really. That's the month. I'm going to click the week. Look at this, right? One candle, in this case, the weekly chart, just eradicates 1, 2, 3 weeks of price action. Daily time frame wipes out all these moves all the way back to the first week of September, right? Just by one candle. So again, we went through something similar back in April, back here, right? We went through something similar back in April, and I'll be honest, I don't think this drop lasts another week. Like I think, within a few days we'll start slowly climbing back up. But either way, if it doesn't last, if it pulls back even further, again, think about the longer term. You can trade your intraday puts and stuff, swing puts, that's fine. I want you to start thinking a little bit bigger, right? Friday was the biggest drop we've had in more than 6 months, over half a year. The VIX went crazy Friday, right? The VIX spiked all the way up, volatility index, right? We don't even know, 31, 32%. We don't even know when the next time that happens, right? Either way, you got to be aware of these things potentially happening, especially when the chart is telling you that we're at high resistance, we're at all-time highs, we're up all the way up here, and we need a pullback. That's the pullback we got Friday. So yeah, let's kind of get into the stocks. I think it's also important to talk about this week because earnings season is pretty much kicking off. Um, Let me see. Earnings season kicking off. We've got the banks, I think, reporting this week. So you should got some Wells Fargo, American Express. I'm guessing Goldman Sachs will be there as well. A couple other Citibank. They've all going to be reporting this week. So Tuesday to Friday. Yeah, Tuesday to Friday. Expect some earnings season to kick off, and again, expect some movement from the banks. Right. I know United Airlines also has earnings Wednesday. Again, it's earnings season kicking off now. Be aware of that. There's opportunities right here. So I'm going to go straight into my stocks to watch, UNH. And the reason I have UNH on this watch list now is because I've been waiting for a pullback on UNH, right? We got a $14 drop Friday. It's not as big as I would like. I honestly like to see this down at 340, under 340. We didn't get as big a drop as I liked, but we got a pullback nevertheless, right? So here's a headline from 11 minutes ago. UNH faces mixed sentiment amid a government shutdown and sector uncertainties. UNH is in the healthcare sector, as you guys know, and right now we have a government shutdown, right? So what is it? I think November 10th is payday for a lot of the workers. I believe it's November 10th, right? That's going to be an interesting day to watch as well, November 10th. I want to see how the market moves until that day, and I want to see how the market moves on that day. But just keep that day in mind, November 10th, because I think a lot of people are supposed to be getting paid that day. I think payouts are supposed to be released that day, I believe. We'll see if that does happen, and that could affect the market. But yeah, UNH is on my watch list. Now, I have a zone here, and I can pull it all the way across. I have a little zone here. I can pull it all the way across. UNH may come down, touch that 350 level. The realistic thing I want it to happen is to come all the way down, like I said, underneath 340. I just wanted to get back into the zone and get it into the zone properly. Once that does occur, those calls back up to 400, 420 further for the next 6 months are going to be on my radar heavy, right? And if you don't have, money to buy $400 calls, you can get a 370. You can get a call. All you need is for this to move in your favor and to move within a certain amount of time, depending on your expiry. Okay, so UNH, I think, is a huge buying opportunity, as it was, down at 308, as it was down under 250. I think it's still a huge buying opportunity where we are right now. We still have to reach this gap up, right? We still have to get back to this, the gap up to 378. Then we have another, a gap when we get back up to 482. We have another gap to get back up to 584. But right now, I'm looking at UNH. I'm looking at just starting to, accumulate some shares and also some leaps in this. I do like this opportunity right here. I've personally not touched UNH after everything in the last month. And if I can, trust me, I'll hit this one. I'm looking at UNH. I've got that zone there. If you guys know about my zones, I like my zones. Look at those zones. I like my zones because those zones have important price action in and around those zones. So yeah, UNH is on my stocks to watch. I think we get a pullback this week. I'll start adding to those leaps and again to those shares as well. Then next up, I'm going to go for PayPal. So PayPal is really important here. PayPal, not only did we eradicate the gap up from last week, but we've come down to 200 EMA. So PayPal is a great buying opportunity for leaps and swings again for me. 77.28 is my price target for PayPal. I would say, honestly, if the market starts rallying again this week, hold on, let me get to that lower time frame. So the market starts rallying again this week, I'll just look at taking PayPal up to the 74, then 76, and then 78. I don't think PayPal here, leaps are a bad idea. I'm just going to wait on them because PayPal can come down all the way back to the low levels that we was back in September, around 65. If it does come down to those levels, then I will start to get leaps. But I think it's on for the swings at a 200 EMA right now. And of course, the shares are always welcome for PayPal. I explained last week on Twitter my plan for the shares of PayPal. I really like this company. If you go check out Alex Chris, he's a great CEO. He's really been, fueling this company last couple years. PayPal has been on my stocks to watch for like 2 years straight. It's way down from where it should be. It's way down from where it should be. I think this goes up to 120 next year. I'll show you right now, 120, 122. Honestly, it can go even further. But yeah, 122 is really my price target for early next year. But I do think PayPal shares first is what I'm going to be looking at. Got a crazy inverted hammer candle on the weekly chart. Of course, PayPal had a great start to the week, came down towards the end of the week. Similarly, AMD, right? AMD gapped up last week. It's kind of in no man's land right now, but the daily chart looks like it wants to come down to the 200, sorry, to the 9-day EMA around $200. I wouldn't be opposed to shorting AMD down to the 200 EMA. I shorted the AMD intraday Friday with the puts. And honestly, it broke all the levels I expected it to. I mean, sorry, it broke further down than I expected it to go. I had a 218, 216 price target. It went all the way down to 214. So yeah, AMD again, I'll probably wait a day or two before I touch this, but I think it can come down to 200 EMA. Sorry, again, the 9-day EMA around $200 flat. That's definitely if the rest of the market pulls back. If tech pulls back, if the Nasdaq pulls back, then AMD can be shorted, right? Friday, QQQ, the Nasdaq dropped. I think it was like almost 3.5%, right? And with that, it took down AMD, it took down Nvidia, it took down TSM, it took down a lot of these, semiconductors as well. So yeah, AMD, I'd be looking to just take that down to $200 flat if the market continues to pull back this week. Again, it is quite difficult because Trump has now come out with this positive news today, which is bullish news, which is given. Well, we're gonna see, but I think it's given the market a chance to recover just going into the week. We will see, though. We will see. Futures is opening soon as well, so just head back to Yahoo Finance real quick. Yeah, you just got to keep. Just there's always news coming out on here. If people are wondering what to do in their free time on a Sunday, this is what you do, right? Big banks are riding high as earnings season gets underway. It's what we just talked about, right? JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citigroup. You can look at those ones as well. 6 major banks to climb. See, so they're expecting the banks to go up this week. Well, we will see. We will see. Wells Fargo is not expected to go up, but the other ones: JP Morgan, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley. Keep them on watch, okay? So back to my stocks to watch. So Nike, this is a huge buying opportunity for me. Huge buying opportunity. So Nike actually broke below the EMAs, not this past week, but the week before. So with that, right, the EMA is already pointing to the downside. It's already bearish. And I just want to highlight this, okay? We go to the weekly time frame. The last time we found a solid range, base, support, whatever you want to call it, was around here, right? It was around $61, $62. So I'll be honest, regardless of what happens with the overall market, whether SPY goes up, QQQ goes up, IWM goes up, I'm expecting Nike to still drop another $2 or $3, right? I still think Nike can come down here. I still think Nike can come down to $60, honestly, $60, right? The daily chart is so bearish. The daily chart flipped bearish after a gap up. The 4-hour chart, nasty since the beginning of the month. Nike can come down to $60, $61 pretty easily for me. It's simply puts for Nike. Like if you wanted an easier put play, I'll be looking at Nike. Purely because I don't think that, again, what's going on right now with the tariffs, potential tariffs, we know, Nike, we know Taiwan, we know the connection right there. I think it comes down. I think it comes down to $60, $61, despite what the rest of the market does. So like, how crypto can run, the markets can run, AMD can run just because the market is running. I think Nike is a bit different. I think Nike right now is going to come down, right? I think Nike, again, great. Long term, great. Long term, one of my favorite stocks to watch right now. But I think at the same time, in this specific scenario, how the markets are right now, I think Nike's coming down, to $60, $61. Then we got Adobe. So I'm watching Adobe for two things: leaps, and then swinging with this one to the downside. So swinging to this one to the downside, it would really be to, let me go back to the week. It will be down here, right? 330. So a $7 drop. Hold on. Someone getting freaky. I need to mute it. All right, cool. I always got to know these guys. They're doing come here, come over here. None of that. Not right now. All right. So Adobe, I think it come down to 330, $7 drop. But then when it does get to that level, if we can hold and start uptrending, I will take some leaps. So I'm gonna show you my Adobe levels. I really like this company. I would say it's pretty much a recession-proof company, right? Everyone who does marketing here or is a creator, like myself, that posts graphic or whatever on Instagram or whatever, right? We've used Adobe, right? Adobe, I mean, Adobe shouldn't be all the way down here. If we zoom out, like the last 4 or 5 years, Adobe's been getting killed. Adobe's been getting killed. It was way up there, above 650, right? It was 696, right? But my target for Adobe, again, shares is good. If you can get a couple shares, great. If you can get some leaps, great, right? We've kind of just been selling off for like 4 years straight, right? It's just selling off 4 years straight. But I want to take Adobe back up to $500, up to 556, 588. I want to take Adobe back up all the way, all the way. But to do that, we need to find support. We need to find a base. Otherwise, it's going to keep selling off, right? A $10 drop on Friday wasn't actually the worst. It wasn't actually too bad, right? When you think of this, Adobe, a $330 stock, dropped $10. You got Alibaba, AMD, Apple, way cheaper stocks, selling off way more, right? So a $10 drop wasn't actually too bad for Adobe Friday. But again, I think it can still keep coming down to this level right here, 330, I'd say. But yeah, Adobe put should be something to watch. And then again, the leaps are going to be cheap. The leaps are going to be cheap when you're going, $150 out the money. Okay. Now, Amazon. Let's talk about Amazon. Amazon came to a very critical level for me, 216 flat. Okay. Ideally, we find support here. If the market keeps selling off, we might break support. We might go touch. Let me go to the daily chart. We might go touch back where we was after earnings, right? 211 down here. That's where we gapped down after earnings and sold off. We might go touch that. Either way, two things to remember with Amazon. One, honestly, the leaps. Again, the leaps. We can get back up to the 240s, 250s, 260s within months. And I really mean that within months, right? I'd say next 6 months, I really expect Amazon to be way past 250, right? So that's one thing with Amazon. Second of all, you need to understand that this is time to buy shares. If you are not already in Amazon shares, right, this is a good time to buy some shares. Amazon, huge business models, right? We all know Amazon, right? Amazon Prime, people delivering from Amazon. We've got people in this Discord that's delivered from Amazon, right? We know Amazon's business model. We know about Amazon. Well, not everyone, but you guys know about AWS, right? For those of you who work in tech, work with software, you guys know about AWS, another huge business model. And then when it comes to advertising, we know about Amazon and the advertising, right? One of the reasons that TTD has suffered so much, the last 6 months, because of Amazon, their competition. TTD is actually competition of Amazon when it comes to their marketing and their ads. So yeah, please get some Amazon shares, right? Get some Amazon shares, get some Amazon leaps. Just use that money, and then just sit in those places. I think Amazon is great opportunity for leaps. Like it's one of the more secure leaps. Like PayPal is a good leap. Adobe is a good leap. Amazon is a much more household name. So yeah, just watch the leaps. Otherwise, in the meantime, trading it down to 211 wouldn't be a bad idea. Like in an ideal world, Amazon below 200 would be great, right? Back in April, we were down at 170. But I just think with the way Trump is saying now that China's kind of off the hook, he has no ill intentions there and stuff. I don't think the market will come down as much as I did before. I'll just be honest with you guys. Okay. So if you're saying don't worry about China, it's going to be fine. Yeah. Then Next up, I got Webull. So Webull is cool. Webull, this is going to be a play where I take, strike price, which is maybe up here, 12.85. Sorry, 12.13. Maybe a strike price up here, $15. Either way, whatever strike price I choose, once it finds some level of support, I'm just going to try and take those 60 to 90 days out, right? Some November, December, or not even November, some December, January calls. Again, it depends when it finds support. If it doesn't find support, we can get back to $10 flat. 10.21 would be my level for Webull. Previous support around here, right? I think we can short Webull down to the downside if the markets continue to sell off. But again, it's a little bit tough because Weeble has already fallen so far, but it can still fall further, right? We've broken a couple key levels with Weeble up at $12. And I think now it can come down to this place. But if it doesn't, if it finds support or starts building a base to start uptrending again, then in that case, guess what? I will just start getting my strike prices of $14, $15, whatever, for a few months out. Either way, I like Weeble stock down here at this price. And yeah, I think it's an opportunity. Okay. Don't forget, it don't matter what you do, there's opportunities everywhere, right? You could be new to this, you could be old from this, you could be used to this, whatever it is, right? I got a couple more, then it's you guys' turn. So RGTI. Now, I'll be honest, Friday I was a little bit disappointed with RGTI, right? Let me show you guys something. Let me show you my watch. This is the magic, right? Let me show you guys something. Lemonade down 10%. ARM 9%. SNCI 8%. Coinbase 7%. These stocks got slaughtered. RGTI was down 6%. RGTI is so overbought, right? I have hundreds of shares in this, but I thought this could come down like a nice 10%. I thought it could drop like a nice over $4, right? Almost $5. It didn't do it. So in that case, I don't know. RGTI might be lagging. It might be lagging, and if it's lagging, I'm expecting us to come down to $40, right, to the puts. If it finds support here and starts uptrending again, then you know the drill. Swinging it up to $50, swinging it up to $50. It might take a week, it might take 2 weeks. Either way, I expected a way bigger sell-off from RGTI on Friday. It didn't happen. It held pretty strong, which definitely impressed me. It definitely impressed me, right? Now, of course, the whole market got yanked, right? But if it dropped 6%, not saying that's light, but 6% is light compared to what I expect for RGTI. I'm expecting RGTI to do a 9%, 10%, like a lemonade. It never did that. It just did a small 6%. Well, I just say small in comparison to the other stocks that died. So yeah, RGTI is definitely on my radar. I want to see if it was just lagging and it's going to drop further soon, or if it starts building a base and coming back up. So I'm just going to be watching that. It's just on my watch, on my radar. And then last but not least, the one and only SoFi, right? If I don't talk about Palantir, AMD, I'm talking about SoFi, right? You guys know the drill. So SoFi, as always, I'm biased, right? With SoFi, I'm biased, I'm bullish. Now, the only thing with SoFi, let's just say this. Until if I was to cut SoFi from here, right? Monday, 22nd September, cut it from like this. And we ignore all this, right? We ignore all this. Then I'd say, you know what? SoFi might pull back to go higher. Because obviously you guys saw how it was trending, right, for months. But in this case, SoFi is now starting to pull back. SoFi is starting to come down now, right? It had a very horrible week. If you check the weekly chart, horrible week this week and then even worse week the following week. So you check the daily chart again, right? We came down to the 200 EMA, bounced, coming down again. I think we'll come down to $25 again, around the 200 EMA, and start uptrending. So again, I will wait for SoFi to come down a little bit further. I'll wait for that $25 price point to be touched, and I'll start getting my $28, $30 calls again for a couple months out. I am biased. Yes, I am biased. I'm in favor of Anthony Noto and this company. I am in favor of SoFi. I have been talking about SoFi from it was $6, from it was $11. Yes, I'm biased, but I still think it can come down before we uptrend again. I think any kind of shorting of SoFi, I think it gets eaten up. I think buyers buy up this. I think Wall Street is starting to catch on to this company a little bit. I know earnings is coming up before the end of the month. What's that? 28th? All right, that's fine. I think SoFi goes higher. I think, again, we come down to $25. I'm pretty excited for this one, right? I'm pretty excited for this one. Yeah. Now, let me see. That's all my stocks. How far are we in? We are okay. 28 minutes in. Let's see what stocks you guys have got for me. And if you guys can all put the stocks in one place, that's much easier for me instead of in two different channels. So if you can do it, keep it to lounge chat, not train discussions, that'd be great. SoFi. Yeah, I just did SoFi. Webull, I did that already. Amazon did that already. Pick stocks I haven't done, guys. SOUN. All right. BBAI. Wolf. Are you guys talking about calls or puts, by the way? Because that's kind of why I'm looking. All right. I'll go with Sound to start off with. XYZ, calls or puts. Sound. All right, cool. Sound is SoundHound AI. So again, I'm a big shareholder in this one. This, I need to see the weekly chart. Inverted time on the weekly chart. Daily's coming down. I'll wait for SoundHound. It's a bit tough. This one because it's popped up to 20 and got rejected. If we can find support, like if we can make this kind of move right here, if we can make this kind of move with SoundHound somewhere around here, then I'll look to see take calls, right? But as far as we stand right now, I am just gonna wait and I'll let it play out. But once it does come down, if it does and starts uptrending again, yeah, I love it. I love it to take it back up to $20. I think we break that $20 high. I think we tapped it and came down. Remember, $20 was the price target for October. We've hit it now. But yeah, sound looks good when it comes down enough and starts reversing. Okay. What's you know what? There's another stock I was thinking about earlier. I just remembered it because of crypto. Oh shoot, that's a rebound. You guys pick up some Ethereum? I picked up some on Thursday, which was a day too early. Should have waited till Friday, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. All right. There was a stock I was thinking about earlier, and it's CleanSpark, CLSK. So purely because of crypto. So CLSK, I have a green line at 1789. I wanted to come and touch that green line if crypto continues pulling back. Guess what? Crypto is not pulling back right now. So I will leave it as it is. But I was thinking about this yesterday. If it comes down to that 17, if Bitcoin gets shorted again, sorry, if Bitcoin drops again, I know it's getting shorted, I'll try and take CleanSpark back up. But until then, I'm just going to wait. Let CleanSpark just sit there. It's just been on a roll since we was at $9 back in September. $9, we've doubled. We've just rallied. Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty cool with this one. I'm just gonna wait. All right, who's looking at calls and puts? What are we looking at? APLD puts. All right, cool. Let me know, guys. Calls or puts? What are you looking at? APLD puts. All right. So weekly chart bullish, daily chart. Wait, what happened here? Oh, earnings play. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that one alone. It's in no man's land. It can easily pump higher, but it can also come down here. I'm gonna leave that one alone. APLD. Wolf calls. All right. Yeah, wolf calls could be good. Let's check the weekly chart. We're way up there though. We're overextended, but it's a weekly chart, so it's gonna happen sometimes. Daily chart is overextended too, but just slightly. Good thing is price action is above all the EMAs. It's been that way since middle of August, and that does mean it can continue. Ooh, terrible, man. This is a company that's been making new highs and new highs and new highs. Yeah, pullbacks get eaten up on Wolf, right? Pullbacks get eaten up. Had a bit of consolidation here. Pullbacks get eaten up on Wolf. Okay. Yeah, could be on watch, but again, I needed to come down further. XYZ calls. Let's check XYZ. I like this company. Oh, I love the pullback to the 200 EMA. The weekly chart is pretty weird though, right? The weekly chart is pretty weird here. It's like a lot of wicking action down to the up, Oof. Daily chart, we did close below the 200 EMA, which is very bearish, of course. I'll mark this level for myself right down here. Whoops. There you go. Yeah, so I'll wait for. The thing is, again, when a candle like this wipes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 different days, it's tough to just take the calls right away. It could come down a little bit further before we see the light. But I do like the opportunity because I think it's coming. I don't think the opportunity is there yet, but I do think it's coming. It's on the way. Etsy calls. All right, let's see. Thank you guys for these. Thank you guys for these suggestions. XT calls. Again, we've got a close below the EMA. If I check that the weekly chart out, it looks like we're a bit overextended. We want to come down a little bit more, right? We want to come down a bit more. Yeah, but daily chart again, close below the 9. Got the bearish engulfing candle here. Probably yeah, 4 hours got that reversal pattern. I removed extended trading hours. Yeah, look at the bearish engulfing, and then it's like it's building to the downside first. It's like we might come down to 66 before we go up. I'll wait for XC calls. I'll wait. Honestly, I'll wait. Keep the suggestions coming, guys. Keep the suggestions coming. Next up, we got. I like it. I need more of it. I need people to be active. SMR, 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 SMR. Yeah, SMR. Oh, SMR calls. Okay, let's check the weekly chart out. So we got a nice engulfing candle. Sorry. Well, it is an engulfing candle, but it's also an outside bar. Interesting. Let me check what's up with SMR. What's up with this one? It's down further after hours. So analysts are expressing a concern on this valuation. Okay. They're getting some downgrades. It is actually kind of forming a nice consistent pattern above the EMAs, right? We held above for about, yeah, for the whole month we've held above the EMAs or the EMAs. We're still doing that slowly, gently. It could be waiting to blow actually. This could be waiting to blow. Go back up to $45. This $45, go back up to $47. This is actually something that could be brewing. I do think this is brewing something. Despite the negative news, looking at the chart, it could be brewing something, getting ready to just explode out. We got earnings beginning of November though, so beware of that. It could be brewing. Yeah, it could be. It could be. Keep the suggestions coming. Keep the suggestions coming. Micron cores, MU. Yes, I like. I like. It's not ideal, but I like. I like what I see. But again, I need it to come down a bit more. I think this level right here, 169. Let's see what it looks like on the 4-hour chart. Yeah, so maybe we come down to 200 EMA on the 4-hour chart. Hourly is bearish. 4 hours just closed below the 21-day moving average. Daily just closed below the 9-day moving average. Weekly is way up there. We'll probably need to come down another $12, but I do like what I see. Yeah, I gotta wait though. I need to come down to this level and start uptrending again. Show the strong reversal, confirmation of reversal, and then yeah, let's do it. What's next? AZN calls. They made a deal with Trump. Oh, not one of these. These ones are always annoying because he just be dumping his like. Let's check DJT real quick. Yeah, exactly. Like, bruh, this was supposed to be like a $60 stock. This ain't been a $60 stock when. Not even. Yeah, this one I don't even. This Trump stocks are always weird, man, because it can rally or it can spike or it can drop. See how it's spiking after hours, and the news is always laggy. It's late. So it kind of gapped up beginning of the month, came down a little bit. I would just leave this alone, not gonna lie. You got earnings in a couple weeks. They made a deal with Trump that's probably gonna make it run overnight. We probably already missed the move with AZN. Yeah, what's up next? ONDS calls. It's a little bit tough. The market is in a bit of a rocky place. The weekly chart for this is so smooth, but then you just got the one red candle. Finally, it's about time it pulled back. The daily time frame, I need to start showing me some kind of support. See, it had a 12% drop Friday. Those are the ones I'm saying. I like the opportunity for the longer term calls, but I just need to find a support, find a base, find a confirmation of reversal before I even touch them. All right, though, it could be on watch, but it's again nothing I'm going to touch right now. CMG leaps. Oh yeah, that's a no brainer. CMG leaps. I'm up for that, but I would only go like $50, $55 max for leaps. I don't even need to look at the chart for that. Chart intraday or whatever, intra-week is down, it's bad. It probably comes down a little bit more to the $38 level. Maybe, yeah, $1, $1.50 down. But yeah, the leaps for CMG look good. Have you looked at Intel yet? No, I haven't. Okay. Weekly chart is way up there. Daily chart come down to the 9-day moving average. We just did the nice bearish engulf and we just wiped out the 5 previous candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles wiped out. Let's see what it does. Earnings is next week, for Intel. So I'll have to see how it plays out the next few days. It's at 35.67 right now. Yeah, we'll see. I will have to wait for Intel. LSE November calls. Okay, yeah, this has come down to touch the 9-day moving average. The weekly chart still overbought. The 4-hour chart probably come to the touch the 21 around 729. Yeah, it could be something. Oh, look at this. And then I'm going to whack this level on right here. Look at that, guys. Let's see if we break out here. If we break out, it's better to go touch that $9.40 level again. There's a lot of wick in action here, so you might have to just take your profit on the pops with this one. Keep the suggestions coming. But this looks good. This looks good to break out. This looks like we have something here. This looks like something. I'll be honest. This looks like something. Look at this. What happened last time? Let me show you real quick. Look what happened last time. We got something similar happening back to back, right? Back to back. Something similar, right? Not saying it's exactly the same. Something similar. And we gapped up. Okay? This. Oh, we could have something here. And we jumped up. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. This is it. This is the 1, 2, 3. This is the boom, boom, pow. Keep the suggestions coming. I need a few more. Come on. We've got, I'd say, 17 minutes. Keep the suggestions coming. No suggestions, guys? What's up? Why are we slow? Oh, okay. BITF calls, AMD puts, ASML have their earnings this week, down 11% last week. RR, stream is full. RGTI, did RGTI already. What do you mean the stream is full? Stream ain't full. I'll go with BITF. Bitfarms. Start with the weekly chart. We're way up there. Daily, we're way up there. 4-hour, starting to come down a little bit. Let's see if we've got Yahoo Finance, if got anything for us. Oh, okay. Next week we do Zoom. Is that okay? Okay. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it a lot. RR, Rich Tech. I don't know about this one. It looks like we got a strong reversal pattern. I think we can come down another 40, 45 cents. The weekly chart is way up. A lot of these stocks, the weekly chart is way up there. We've been in a bull run, right? We've had a bull run. We need a bit more pullback for a lot of these ones. All right. Google. Yeah, look at this. I don't know. I don't like what I'm seeing with this right now. Some of these, I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't. I think it comes down further, I'll be honest. I think it does. I think we come down 220. I think we can drop another $10 to the 200 EMA. More suggestions. Someone had said AMD puts, right? We already talked about that, down to $200. GLD. All right. Just so I can put it out there, just so you guys all know. Gold is up 52% this year to date. Gold is up 52%. Gold is up there. It's up there, I'm gonna be honest. But gold shares are always welcome, right? 4-hour just curled up. The daily, we got an inside bar. Gold is a pretty safe investment right now, right? The shiny gold is pretty safe. The weekly chart is just incredible. Since August, we've just been rallying. So yeah, I like this, but I'm not going to touch it up here. But like I said, the shares are always welcome. So yeah, okay. RR you bought a few weeks ago. That's fine. You making your money then. You eating good. I just didn't want anybody to be stuck in buying in right now. So you guys don't got more stocks? Come on. ASTS calls, okay. Marvell calls, okay, okay. Here we go. ASTS, wait, $82. We were just at $60. All right, so we broke out. ASTS, we broke out. Just drop this here. We broke out to the upside, but we are up here now. I think it comes down a little bit. And if it any look, when ASTS has a red day, buying $5 out of money or $4 or $5 out of money is not a bad idea. I'll be honest. ASTS is up there, but it just keeps getting more up there. It just keeps getting more up there. So yeah, ASTS looks good, but you just need to any red days, like Friday was a red day, that's when you buy into it for me. Please tell me it's down more. This is good. We're at $80. We could pull back further. We came down to the 200. The 9-day EMA on the 4-hour chart is at $80 flat. We could pull back a bit more. Marvell calls. I don't know about Marvell, man. Every time we trade it, it just starts lagging or does some weird stuff and then it jumps up. I'll say just wait for it to come down another $3. Down here is my level for Marvell. The weekly chart is weird. It's up there. You've got the nice cross, the golden cross, the 9 crossing the 21 and the 200. The 4-hour chart is kind of broken. It's breaking down, I mean, sorry. Yeah, guys, I like these suggestions though. What else did I miss? ASML got the earnings this week. Look at this though. This is jaggedy. I don't like, but I do like that it. Oh, it's got earnings this week. Yeah, 2 days till earnings, right? Okay. Weekly good chart got crazy bearish engulfing candle after a strong week last week. Oh, let's check. No. Okay. It depends what companies. Yes, I do. I listen to the earnings calls of Meta, AMD, sometimes Nvidia, SoFi, definitely PayPal, Palantir. I listen to those earnings calls. I listen to TTD back actually. ASML mixed sentiment as analysts downgrade its outlook, while others are raising price targets. The recent 22% surge raises questions about its valuation among strong AI demand and upcoming earnings reports. That explains all this now. Some are downgrading it, some are upgrading it. It's a little bit up there. It's a bit confusing. Yeah, it's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird. It's one of those earnings that I think it can go either way, really. And I think either way it does go, I think it'll go heavy. So if it jumps $50 or it tanks $40, I think that's what it's gonna be. I think that's what it's gonna be with this one. Oh, someone said Hims course. Hims is trading in between this little bit of a range, 52 to like 60. It's a little bit of a range. Let's come down further with Hims before we try taking it up. I've got shares already. I got them at 44 down here. I'm just gonna wait for Hims. I think it's gonna come down a little bit more. I don't even think like I want to see what it does, but I don't even think it's a bad idea to take the leaps for this one. But I'll just wait. I'll just wait. 6.5% drop in stock value, weakening order trends, and reduced revenue forecast. People not buying hymns, guys. People not buying hymns. They're not using the product. So yeah, let me check the chat real quick for any stock suggestions. I feel like I'm missing something from my stuff. No more suggestions. Or is my stuff just laggy? I don't see any more suggestions. Oh, my stuff must be broken then. The last thing I see is Google from nephew Shawnee. Sure, I can look at IWM. All right, so let's check the Russell futures. All right, so the IWM is slightly up right now, like the futures version. Okay, let's check IWM. Yeah, we got a healthy pullback. 237. We were just at 249. Ooh, got a healthy pullback with IWM. Let's see if it can come down to 200 EMA at any point this week. And on a weekly time frame, that would be the 9 EMA. Okay, let's see. I mean, when we got a bullish engulfing, sorry, a bearish engulfing like that, hey, it's pretty deep. Again, it wipes out 1, 2, 3, 4 days worth of price. Sorry, 4 weeks worth of price action, which is insane. That's a lot of price action just wiped out in one go. You know, this is crazy. Yeah, let's see what it does. Oh, this could be a good buying opportunity soon. You know, let's say a 250 call for end of October. It'd be nice. This is that pullback that we capitalized from, guys. This is that pullback. This is that pullback. You know, the one we always talk about. This is that one. You know, ooh, guys. Like, let's be honest, guys. Friday, people made silly money. I seen people making 1,000%, people making 2,000%, people making all sorts of money on the intraday puts, right? But at the same time, it don't mean you forget. The market will probably rebound. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not Thursday, but maybe in 2 weeks. Maybe it rebounds, next week. Remember that because it's very likely. Again, we've been here before. This isn't right. This isn't the end of the world or whatever you call it, the apocalypse, not the rapture. It's happened before. Look at that crazy. That must be April 6th. That one. That's April 8th. Okay. Look at that crazy. And what happened next day? He said I can get crazier. We went from 185 to 172, $13 drop. Next day, we went from 172 to 190. We can get crazy drops, or we can get crazy rises as well. Right? Yeah. 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 Yep. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Any other stocks, guys? I don't know why, but I can't. I can only see the Google guy last, and if that's it, then that's it. But I thought you UCLA. Oh, I was about to say. I was going to say puts on UCLA, bullish on USC. But all right, NTLA. Oh, this is up there. Let's check the weekly chart. Oh, this is up there though. Daily needs to come down for me. But again, some of these stocks are repeating their patterns, right? Right here, we might be forming something similar to right here. Let's see. It might not need to come all the way down, but I think if we get something like this, it's better. If it comes to the moving average, then shoots up. If we come down, I look at it better. Thank you for that one. Thank you for that suggestion. Yeah. We were talking about cruises, right? Taking on cruise with the Discord. Check this out. Check this out, right? Norwegian Cruise Line. It's been dying. It's got a bearish cross. It's got it's horrible. It's got a death cross. It's bearish. Yeah, we were talking about going on a cruise together. NCLH. That's a cruise right there, right? So yeah, very keen. Carnival Cruise Lines. By the way, if you have not voted in the poll, please vote in the poll. I see about 40 people that have not voted. Carnival Cruise Lines bearish, keeps getting rejected by the moving average. We had some consolidation here, but we just broke the support and fell off. 9 day moving average crossed the 200 to the downside, crossed the 21 to the downside, 21 crossed the 200 to the downside. This is so bearish. This is so bearish. I'll be honest. Let's see what levels we can look at for this. Make sure you go vote in the poll. This would be the level 20, honestly. Yeah, this is the level for me. $25 puts before the gap down. All right, we've got 3 minutes left, folks. Show me something. This is another one of those strange, rare stuff, right? Yeah. What's this, like some fabric? What's this? Yeah, what is this? What is this glitch? 10% up. Oh, this is the government stocks, right? Buying piece of the earth and stuff like that, like earth mining and all that. Yeah, yeah, you get you. I can't touch this up here. If you wasn't in at 20 in the 20s, you leave it. Personally, you leave it. It's up there. What kind of glitch is this, bro? Yeah, this is a glitch stock, bro. It's up 10%. I knew it. There's some when you trade in calls and puts on the earth and stuff like that, on landscape and all that. Yeah, you know. Okay, 2 minutes. Another Bitcoin miner. Bitcoin miners. Bit miner. Yeah, we kind of broke out. We come down to $50. Let's come down to $50. I'll take calls with you. The weekly chart is just consolidating, ready to break up, ready for the next leg up. I'll say daily time frame pulling back. Yeah, 4 hours pretty weak, but if we can find some kind of support on the higher time frame, the daily or the weekly, it'll be okay. The daily might come down to the 200 EMA. Yeah, yeah, that's it. All right, and then everyone drop your final stock for me to look at, and I'll select one. Baba, lovely weekly chart, finally pulled back. Daily time frame, got a lovely pullback. 3 4 days in a row. We're coming down to the 200 EMA. I like it. I like it, but I need to find some level of support and start uptrending again. Here we had a nice breakout, pullback. Let's start finding some consolidation or level of support, or let's see it bottom out, find a base before we trend higher. All right, Baba's not bad. MBIS, yes, yes, yes. I've heard a lot about this one. So Nebius, the weekly chart is up there, right? They squeezed the price action into this, 130, 131 level. It wicked up high and low this past week. 4 hours coming down to 9 day EMA. I do like that. Like I said, the daily time frame still needs to come down a bit more for me, but I don't think it's a bad idea. I don't think it's a bad idea. MBIS. Realistically, we want to get back up to that 141 level. Yeah. All right, everybody, show me your last. All right, there. Oh, it's coming through now. Okay, Poet, Path, CPHT. Oh, 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 oh. Now they're coming through. Who's going to be the winner? Poet. Path. Oh wait. Poet. Path. CPHT. Oh, split has occurred. Okay. GH. IRDM. Nah. Neo. Palantir. Meta. Keep going, guys. I like that GH. I like that GH. Yeah, I like the GH. Okay. So we broke out. Hold on. It's important just to read the EMAs here. I'm just reading the EMAs. So the EMA has been constantly trending to the upside, constantly diverging. We see that price broke out from the 200 EMA twice, right? Came down to test the 9 EMA, broke out again on the weekly chart. Very strong uptrend on the week. Daily time frame. We've had some consistent price action to the upside. We finally pulled back with a bearish engulfing, wiped out two previous candles. It was one of them was a doji. Where we are sitting right now, I can see this coming back up to test the $66 level and going all the way up to that $68 level. I like the look of this. I like the look of this. I like the pullback. The higher time frames are telling me a nice story that I do want to invest in it. I do want to take a chance at this. Right? Again, not financial advice. This is not financial advice. It's just my own opinion. The 4-hour time frame did close below the 9, but I don't think it's too big of an issue. As last time we closed below the 9, we got the follow up. Sorry, the following candle was a green candle, which was also a bullish engulfing candle, and we continued running upwards. Okay. I'm looking forward to all these things rebounding this week. Again, you might see me making moves that I've never ever made before, purely because I didn't have the capital, I didn't have the nuts ready, or I didn't, I thought the market was going to pull back more. I saw what happened in April. I'm ready now, right? I'm ready now. That's what I'm gonna say. This recording is going to be uploaded to YouTube, so make sure you check it out when it comes out. If you are watching this on YouTube, then drop a thumbs up, comment, subscribe if you ain't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet. And of course, if you're in the Discord, say thank you, say you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're ready to eat. Thank you, guys.